Oh baby, it's the weekend. Yo, 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 what up? What it do, fam? What's going on? I don't need that right there. How you guys doing? Happy Saturday. What is up? Yeah, man. We got some video gaming news for today, May 27th, and then we got Grounded Day 2, which is going to be like the first day of Grounded where we actually have community in there. It should be good stuff, man. Should be some good stuff. The news, baby. What's up, Mithril? What's going on, man? How you doing, man? How was your day today, dude? So I don't know, man. That's the Jam-a-lam. That's the Jam-a-lam. Hope everybody's weekend started well. I'm ready to get in it, dude. Well, don't push yourself too hard, dude. Don't push yourself too hard, but I am excited to get some gameplay in together, dude. That's gonna be fun, man. I'm excited. You get that Java. Wait, what? What is this, dude? That's funny, dude. It says, caption this. Tim Wynn says, who let Wick into the V Rising server again? It's just everything's on fire. That's funny, bro. That's funny. Nice. What's up, dude? What's up, Tinwin? How's it going, brother? Yeah, man. I'm ready to rock, dude. I'm ready to rock. Well, let's go ahead and pop in here, dude. Let's start seeing what's going on in the world of video gaming this morning for the news. Cool. Hope everybody's got their Java or tea or water or whatever you want to sip on and snack on. Let's get into this, man. Let's see what's going on. First of all, there we go. Listening to some BPM soundtrack this morning. We listened to it a lot. Got that coffee? Let's go, Mithril. Me too, Doc. Me too. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Got that Java, baby. This game is dope, dude. If you've never played it, it's a very, very good FPS roguelike rhythm-based game, and the soundtrack's dope too. It's really got a really cool art style and everything, also. So highly recommend if anybody's never played this, check it out. That's what we're listening to this morning. So we'll kill the music, kill that music, and we'll get into the news. Let's go. We already have an article up, man. We already have an article up. This is something that was sent to us in the Discord by Ferret last night. So, we've talked previously about the Wii emulator of Dolphin, right? And now Nintendo is trying to block the Dolphin emulator on Steam. So we'll see what happens there. DMCA notice has already been sent to Valve, and look again. I mean, we'll touch on this once in depth once we get there. But you can emulate anything that you own. That's legal. So it's not like anybody would necessarily be breaking any rules. And to be fair, Nintendo's hardware sucks. Nintendo, your hardware sucks. It's old. And people that play games on PC too and own your hardware and your games want to emulate your crap on PC because your hardware is old and it sucks. So Nintendo's just being Nintendo. Am I right? Coffee banned as a drug? I doubt it ever, dude. I doubt it ever. I mean, if you're going to get that far, if we're going to go that far, dude, pharmaceutical companies are going to have to be not a thing too. If you're going to go that far with it, pharmaceutical companies would have to not be a thing as well. So, but I mean, you're not. I mean, the way the world is going, like I hear what you're saying. The way the world's going, like I would see coffee being banned. I think that you're just kind of, kind of trolling a little bit. But well, look, dude, what's crazy about it is like I could see. To be fair, in the U.S., I could see coffee getting banned before like alcohol or firearms. You know what I mean? So, but honestly, it would never happen, dude. It just wouldn't. To be fair, there's a lot of and so this is one of those things too, right? Like with caffeine and like coffee, you know what I mean? Smuggling coffee and gun mags. Nice, dude. Um Coffee actually has some pretty good health benefits, but again, there are a lot of things in the world that have health benefits when consumed in moderation, but when you consume it too much, which I probably drink too much coffee, um it can be very, it can have the opposite effect, kind of. It can be not good for you, right? So, I don't know, man. That's anything in the world, dude. Anything. What's up, Pinky? What it do, bruh? Last of Us multiplayer video game faces setbacks at Sony. All right. I don't want that from Bloomberg, dude. Let's go with GameSpot. We'll go with GameSpot. Yo, what is? I keep forgetting what this site is. This site is Insider Gaming. Okay, this icon, dude. I keep getting. We keep getting this in the news now, and they've got a bunch of. Oh, that's Tom Henderson too. Nice. All right. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean it's the same thing as like the German Nazi regime. They were all on meth, dude. You know what I mean? They didn't hardly have any food to dish out either. So they just had their entire like regime all on meth, you know what I mean? So they were all, cranked out and they didn't need to eat and they were like out of their minds. Except strawberry milk. There you go, Pinky. There's all kinds of wild stuff like that in history, dude. Oh, Summer Games Done Quick's about to pop off, dude. Let's pull that up. I forgot that that's about to pop off. Yeah, let's talk about that. We've already talked about the Metal Gear Solid stuff enough. I'm not going to dive into that anymore right now until we get some new news on that front. That's true, dude. That's true. Yo, have you guys seen any of the Gollum stuff yet? Have you seen any of the Gollum stuff? Oh my god. It's so bad, dude. It is so terrible. You watched a bunch of reviews? Yo, Caleb, what's up? Yeah. Bro, I felt like I saw a clip of where somebody was like up on a ledge as Gollum and was like looking down into like this, you know, distance of like what was supposed to be orcs walking along. You remember the old Lemmings game? You guys remember the old Lemmings game? Hold on. This is what it looked like to me. This is what it looked like to me. It looked like Gollum. Gollum was like looking down from this ledge, actual gameplay, and it looked like the lemmings were like walking around down there below him. I was like, bro, this is terrible. Like, what the crap is this? It looked horrible, dude. It looked horrible. And then there's like some other stuff where like I saw where enemies were just like the AI on the enemies was just so bad, dude. So bad. Like literally knew where a golem was, the player was, and just stopped in their tracks and were like shooting arrows that were hitting obstacles and they just didn't move at all. They just sit there shooting arrows the whole time, just boop, donk, boop, donk, boop, donk, boop, donk. It was like, oh my god, it was so bad. But that's what it looked like to me. I mean, dude, it's really, really, really bad, really bad. Yeah, I hope you have a good one too, Kayla. Yo, so Pinky, the reason that that is showing up like that, dude, is because you're doing it wrong, dog. I saw you yesterday in chat. There's no at, brother. Wait, what the crap? At gang is better, but it still shouted me out instead of you. Why? Hold on. Because this is what who was doing that the other day too. Somebody was, I think it was Ferret, was trying to put an at in front too. Whenever we got rated by killing, why did it just? You don't need to put a. Yeah, there you go, dude. So maybe because I did it too quick. Let me see something. It's still shouting me out, dude. What the crap is happening? You can put that. Well, every time right now, every time people are putting at kit. Well, and look, the shout out works differently for different apps that you have. It depends on what you're running it through, too, Kayla. So people run that command through like Stream be different, Streamlabs will be different. It depends on what you're running it through. So, okay, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but right now, this is what I'm getting at. Whenever people are using the at right now, it's not shouting out the right person. That's what I'm trying to tell people. So, I think used to be fine. Let me see something. But here lately, it hasn't been working right when you put the at in my channel, at least. And now it's only shouting me out. I don't know what's going on, dude. Ferret was having that issue too, though, dude. Hold on. It might just be busted now. So we were looking at this the other day. And putting the at in front was breaking it. So if you didn't put the at in front, it was fine. But putting the at in front was breaking, and now it just looks like it's broken all the way together. Yeah. I'll have to take a look at it and see what's up. Let's try the ad again. Yeah, I know killing, dude. Yeah, shout out to Break. Well, it's been broken for a while. Yeah, you might have Mithril. Yeah, because I rated Killing originally. That's how me and Killing became familiar with each other. I rated Killing with Hugs back in like December or January. Whenever I was playing Breath of the Wild, so that might have been whenever you came in. Yeah, yeah, they do. I haven't ever had mine break this bad though. Yeah, she's awesome. Yeah, she's awesome. That's what I know that you in here. You used to be able to do the at, but it had broken for a while. I'm gonna have to look at my command. Just a second. Let me look at my command real quick, or I'll look at it after the news, Pinky. I'll look at it after the news. I just knew that the at had been broken for a while in here. He said, "What? At gang is better." Yeah, I know. Well, it is better because it's easier just to find people, right? So if you do shout out and then at, you can just find people like that instead of just having to copy their name. Just unlock the news. Yeah, no, that's cool. I'll look at the command afterwards. It was still working without the at, but I don't know. We'll see what's up. I'll see if I might just need to take a look at what my command's doing. Okay. Bro, what? What? What is happening, dude? Yeah, it's totally broken right now. Yeah. Yeah, it's totally broken. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Davey, what's up, dude? What's up? But yeah, Kayla, you're not wrong. That command does break a lot. But I had just had issues in here for a while with the at sign, so I was like trying to tell everybody for a while just not to use the at, and it was fine. It was working for a while like that, but apparently it's totally broken now. Weird. But apparently now you just don't put people's names. Just let everybody shout themselves out just by putting shout out and whatever they want to put afterwards, as long as it's not somebody else's name and they can just shout themselves out. And you're watching a VOD of the Gollum gameplay? Yo, I just talked about that. Did you hear me talking about it? It's so bad, dude. Why would you do that? All right, let's see what else we got. Loving it. We talked about the Prime Gaming free games yesterday. Yo, Kayla, when are your next days off? Seems like you've been having some rough work days, man. Seems like you need some days off, man. Project Q's battery life might shock you. Looks like we might have some more information on their handheld. Let's take a look. Oh, you're off today? Oh, sick, dude. That's awesome. All right, nice. Nice, nice. Yeah, what's the plans then? What's you gonna do, Kayla? How's your mouth feeling, Davey? Snuggling with the cousin's dog? Nice. That sounds like a good way to start it off. Yeah. That wouldn't be a surprise. Rumor The Last of Us 3 is in production. Would that be a surprise to anybody? With the success of The Last of Us outside of Part 1 on PC being an absolute piece of dog crap, the rest of them have been very good. And the show's been very successful too. So you think they're not in some point of development and production of the third installation? Dude, you'd be out of your mind, I think. Practically your dog, Sore Davy. That sucks, man. Is it getting any better though, dude? I know it's still really early in the recovery, man. I know. We talked about this yesterday. You're saying the Master Collection is going to include 5 games. It's hiding 2 extra classic Metal Gear games. Okay, we didn't know that. We hadn't heard that yet, so we'll touch on that. Homeworld 3 release been delayed till February of next year, so we'll touch on that. Coda remake news. Cause of the problems revealed. Rumor, but still, let's take a look at that. Mithril. Your favorite human? Sick, Kayla. Nice. That's what it usually is right there, too. Animals know, dude. Oh, you did? Oh, sick. Oh, dude, yeah. Oh, Cozers, bro. Yeah. Adorbs. Adorbs, yo. Nice. Yeah, I like it. Good stuff. Thanks for sharing. That's awesome. Getting better slowly. Good, Davey. I'm glad, dude. That's awesome. Nice, man. Nice, nice. Nice. All right. Coda remake news, dude. Let's go. Yo, you know what we might need to do? Either today or tomorrow, if the news is kind of bleak. Sometimes Sundays will get kind of light on the news. So tomorrow, probably, it already looks like we've got a good amount of stuff to cover today. Tomorrow, if the news is bleak, then we will start making our schedule for June showcases. And when those are popping off, what I'm going to do is just add a tab onto our current schedule we have. Right. Yeah, Kayla. Yeah, no doubt. Yo, pitties are awesome, dude. I've known a ton of pit bulls in my life, and they're amazing dogs. They can be scary if they're raised the wrong way, but they're amazing dogs. Loves to be loved, and they're really good. Like they're family dogs, dude. They are part of the crew, man. Yep. They're hilarious. They got good personalities. They're lovers, dude. Yeah, they're good. They're good animals, man. Wait, what? Free screenings and snacks? Middle, yeah. Babysitter dogs, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Oh, sorry, guys. Um, had to address something real quick. Um, With free snacks, yeah, we talked about this yesterday, and I did link it. Look, I'm just gonna throw this in chat again. I'm not gonna read this out again, but I'll throw it in chat. There's potentially free screenings of the live Xbox showcase popping off next month on the 11th, and potentially free snacks too. It looks like. So if you're interested, I think that here very soon you gotta like go to some links, find out when you have to like you might have to register or even like call in the day that they start releasing tickets and try to get in there and get them if they are actually holding it in any theaters in your area. But that article right there should get you headed in the right direction if you're interested. Okay, we talked about it yesterday, so I'm not going to dive into another article about it, but there it is. John Wick 5 confirmed. God dang, dude. I've really enjoyed the most uncomfortable position. Yeah, that's what I thought too. It's kind of the look, this stuff kind of gets look and dude, I love the John Wick movies. I haven't seen the fourth one yet. I love the first three. I think they're great. But I do feel like there's like a point where it just becomes too much for me. It's like the Assassin's Creed stuff. Even with movies I get that way. Where it's just like it's a bit too much, dude. Yo, I watched a really good movie last night, by the way. Um, what was it called? Writing on the Bathroom Walls, dude. Have you guys seen this? I thought it was fantastic, dude. It almost gave me like a more modern like version of Donnie Darko vibe. It's not the same thing, but it gave me a bit of that vibe, dude. And I'm a big fan of like Donnie Darko was it's a favorite of mine, has been for a long time, and yeah. I hear that, Kayla. Yeah, I hear that. Yeah. So I came across this last night. A favorite movie? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I have a favorite movie. um, my favorite movie would probably be Blow. Yeah. Beaches? No, it's The Notebook. Yeah, it'd probably be Blow if you know what Blow is, right? Shawshank Redemption's a very good one. This is probably my favorite movie of all time right here. I've been in love with this movie ever since I saw it. Yo, pause this. Don't. Um, Probably my favorite movie of all time, dude. I love this movie. I love this movie. But I've got a lot that I enjoy very much. I love horror movies. Actually, horror is probably my favorite genre. But I love movies also that are done very well that are based off of true stories. And that's what this is. It's not, I don't think, absolutely canon, but it's based off of a true story. And ever since I saw this, I've been in love with this movie. I love this movie, dude. So I don't know. And growing up, I was always a fan of Johnny Depp's work because he always played cool roles and like quirky roles and stuff like that. So that was another reason I probably liked this movie a lot. But it was a good one, man. I like that movie. But I highly recommend. Like, I Donnie Darko was one for me that I loved right away too. I loved that movie. Yeah, I know. We've talked about that. Yeah, we've talked about that. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, my chest, my torso tattoo, I guess could be kind of it's not necessarily based off of any popular horror entertainment or popular fiction work or anything like that, but it could be considered a horror themed, I guess, kind of um, tattoo as well. Yeah. Um, depending on the way you look at it. Yeah. Yeah. We had talked about that, which is dope. Freddy's always been my favorite. I've always loved Freddy. Freddy's great. Um, but I don't know, man. I watched this last night. I just quite often what I'll do, I'll pass out like watching shows, and this one, this one gripped me enough that I ended up staying up and watching the whole thing. I couldn't go to sleep until it was over, and I think my wife actually stayed up and watched it with me too. And that's not something that necessarily happens a whole lot. We both end up like just passing out. I think she really liked it. I really liked it. It's a teenager coping with paranoid schizophrenia. Um, and it's done very, very, very well, I think. So I can't recommend enough, dude. Words on the Bathroom Walls. It's like one of my new favorite movies, dude. It's very, very good. It's very good. Um, so quite often I mean, obviously from this like you're seeing from the point of view of this teenager that is dealing with paranoid schizophrenia, and you see the hallucinations, and you hear the voices, and what they're going through, and trying to decipher what's real and what's not real, and it's a really, really good movie, dude. It's really good. I know that the like the picture here makes it look like a love story or whatever, and it's got a little bit of that in it, but really it's about somebody trying to fill their way out in the world, dealing with a mental illness. You know what I mean? And it's got some dark stuff in it, man. It's pretty wild, pretty wild. Really good. Sorry, I know this is video gaming news, but dude, I have to bring that up. It's such a good movie, dude. Such a good movie, in my opinion. Yo, Kayla, are you gonna like? Did you ever put? I know I've seen Mrs. Bat stuff. I thought maybe you put like a bit of. I think I saw your Chucky. I think I saw your Chucky. Didn't I? I'm pretty sure you showed Chucky off in the art section at one point, but I don't think I've seen all of it. I would love to see all the horror tattoo stuff, at some point if you would feel like sharing. And if I mean, you don't want it to be public for the whole Discord, but you'd be comfortable with just, I don't know. No pressure. No pressure. But dude, I love tattoos. I love artwork, and I love horror stuff. So that'd be something I'd really be interested in seeing if you would feel comfortable at some point showing us. That'd be cool. Okay. Yeah, dude. If you want to put it in the art section, I'll probably pin it. Actually, I like being able to let people show off their. And if you don't mind me pinning it in the art section, I think it's cool people being able to show off their tattoos and stuff. I'll probably pin it in the art section if you throw them in there. So we knew there was some John Wick like AAA video game stuff being thrown around and potentially in development, and more movies it looks like too. So see what's up. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, it's a for work, safe for work Discord. You know what I mean? So I think Kayla knows that. I think Tinwin's winking winking there. Most people that have been in here for a while know. Yeah, I've already got an article on that up, Tinwin. What's up, buddy? Yeah, I got an article on that up. Look again. I mean, whatever. If a game needs to be delayed, delay it. I don't. We didn't. It's not like we had a flipping. dedicated date for that yet or anything, right? I mean, I don't know. We'll take a look. We've got the article up, you know. Yeah. Oh, that's wild. Will Ferrell's going to play John Madden in a movie about the Madden NFL video game series. That's wild. Huh. Looks like Minecraft's going to get an update that adds cherry blossom trees and camels this June. I'm not going to dive into that, but if anybody wants more, that looks like that's about the gist of what the update's going to be bringing. I'll read it real quick. It's cool. It's cool. We'll read it. That's fine. We already know it. We've talked about the Assassin's Creed stuff, especially since it hit the PlayStation Showcase. I'm not going to dive into that. Looks like just like PlayStation had a dedicated part of their showcase for VR games, Future Game Show is going to have the same thing, guys. So get ready for that. Warframe dev stream 171 breakdown. Looks like they're going to kind of break down what the devs are talking about coming to Warframe there. So we'll take a quick peek at that, see if we can get a summary there. Xbox reportedly banning easy gamer score games. We've already seen them do some of that stuff in the past. A lot of platforms will do that kind of thing. Let's go to our other search real quick. A lot of platforms will do that. They'll take games that basically, like, what was the one we I can't remember the name of it. There's one that came out not too long ago that was basically the game was fairly easy to get a lot of like trophies or accomplishments done on, and it would come out in a bunch of different languages as like separate versions, and it was really cheap, so people were just like scooping it up and knowing exactly what answers needed to be done so they could get these achievements and rack up points and stuff. And it got banned on a lot of like platforms instead of like just one version having multiple languages and stuff like that, you know. So that was one of the things like we read about not too long ago. But this kind of thing happens occasionally, yeah. Not a big on the idea of The Last of Us multiplayer to begin with. Their survival rate is abysmal, and honestly, chance of it being good quality is low. Yeah, I mean, I'm in the same boat as you, dude. I don't expect a lot out of it, you know, but I guess we could be surprised. I don't expect a lot, dude. It's kind of the same thing as like Horizon multiplayer because they're doing the same thing with Horizon, right? They're making Horizon multiplayer. I don't expect a lot out of it, dude, to be honest. But I could be surprised and I could be wrong. We'll just have to wait and see. But I'm also, I mean, it's not necessarily a surprise to me either to have these companies taking um, these games that have become very, very popular and trying to branch out into something a little bit different and new to try and see if they can make more money off of it, right? Because that's what all these developers do, right? I mean, they take these worlds that they've built up that people have gravitated towards, and if they're successful and especially in multiple iterations within that series, they go, what can we do to make this bigger, right? What can we do to make more money off of this? So it's kind of the play, you know. It's what they keep doing. Um, we see, I think more and more and more, we see single player games turning into multiplayer games. And not that they're all the same kind of exact, they don't all take the same path or anything, but we've got Outlast, right? Outlast 1 and 2, and now we got Outlast Trials. And then we've got The Last of Us and all of, those games, and now we've got Last of Us multiplayer coming. And then we've got the Horizon games, and now we've got Horizon multiplayer coming. You know what I mean? It's not like it's a new incorporation or anything. It looks like Outlast is doing a really good job with it. Dude, the Outlast trials are popping off. So, and I'll be honest with you, after playing Outlast 1 and 2, when I heard the Outlast trials were going to be like multiplayer, I was like, I don't know how well that's going to work. But apparently right now people are really digging it, But it's a whole different thing there too, right? We're talking about like a multiplayer survival kind of scenario as opposed to like, and maybe that's what The Last of Us is going to be trying to do too. Who knows? So who knows, dude? It might end up being decent. Might end up being actually good. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. But I mean, it's a business thing, man. And I think that my hope is that when these companies decide to do this thing, they don't just go, it's more money, and don't worry about how good the game's going to be, really. They take these very successful, pretty good IPs, and then they start trying to turn them into other things. And my hope is that they continue to try to have at least some sort of focus on quality gameplay and a quality experience, no matter what they do with it, rather than just get too focused on money. Because we've seen time and time again what that does, right? Let's pull this up. We'll get a summary out of Warhammer Skulls 2023. Every new video game and DLC expansion. We'll summarize that. Okay. Bro, Gollum, I'm telling you, dude, Gollum looks so bad to me, man. I'm serious, like, and I haven't seen extensive stuff out of it, but I don't feel like I needed to. What I did see of it, I was like, oh god, that's flipping terrible. That does not look like and again, look, I'm not one of those people that puts a whole lot of stock in graphical fidelity of a game, but there's a big difference in what, like, they wanted that game to be set graphically, visually, what they wanted it to look like, and then what you get in certain parts of that game. And it's performing terribly, apparently. So I mean, performance pretty bad. Content is kind of subpar, I think, from what I'm getting review wise. We'll pull up some reviews too, but dude, some of the stuff I've seen in the game is like background effects. It looks like Lemmings. It looks like an old Lemmings game. Almost. Like, it's really bad, dude. Really bad. Like, I don't know. I haven't seen anything that terrible in a long time, and like some background stuff. It's really wild. Naughty Dog confirms it's working on a new single player game in an odd apology post, huh? So Naughty Dog, yeah. What's Last of Us Part 1 still doing on? So recent reviews are actually above 70%, over 1,500 reviews. But again, I mean, as you can see, like all time, we're talking 56% of almost, over 19,000 reviews now. This game really bad on release. Just another one of those like modern examples of terrible PC ports. You know, and yeah, it shows Naughty Dog is the developer, and what's really bad is they are the developer of this game, but they pushed this PC port off on, who was it? Iron Gate? Was it Iron Gate that worked on this? Iron Galaxy, excuse me, Iron Galaxy, who has had issues doing PC ports in the past. So I don't know what Naughty Dog was thinking, you know, pushing this game off on a company to port it to PC that had already had issues porting games to PC in the past, and apparently they didn't even vet it when it was finished. They apparently Naughty Dog didn't even test it whenever it was finished to see how well it was going to perform on PC and stuff before it got pushed out. I mean, that's the way it feels, anyways. So they've gotten a pretty bad reputation as of late for the way this game released. Past 30 days, not yet. Month and a half after launch, if you could call it a launch. Over 100 gigs of patches for a 79 gig game. Still totally and utterly broken. Let's be clear here. I have not progressed past the first 30 seconds of gameplay due to the FPS being unacceptable. My 3.6 hours of gameplay have been reinstalling shaders after updates or new GPU drivers. I'm not wasting another second of my time on this joke. Can't refund it. It will be the last penny I give Sony and their subsidiaries. Should be recalled. Everybody knows it. Shame on Steam for continuing the sell of this mess. Even the positive review. This is no doubt. There is no doubt this port is not the greatest thing ever. It is still a bit broken and clearly missing optimization. If you can look past some of the performance. So this is one of those issues where some people can't even play it, and people that can play it still have issues quite often. Feels bad, dude. But we'll read about this odd apology post from them. We'll talk more about it. Okay, more on the Sony Q handheld stuff. Where's the other one at? Yeah, back here. All right, let's put those together. PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan responds to criticism about what? Hold on. Showcase criticism. Lacked surprises? I thought it was pretty good. I thought the PlayStation Showcase was pretty solid, dude. Did you guys feel like it was bad? I didn't feel like it was bad by any means. Dude, why did my bitrate just tank? What the crap was that? Who's hacking my bitrate? Leave it alone. Thought the PlayStation Showcase, it had a lot of content. Was everything a surprise? No. We knew everything wasn't going to be a surprise. We knew they were going to show off Spider-Man 2 because that's a big promotion for them right now. We knew they were going to show off Final Fantasy 16 because that's a big promotion for them right now. You know, but one of the things that I felt like was pretty good was, we'll pull this up. We'll talk about this right before we talk about the Project Q stuff, okay? We'll graze that real quick and see why people are criticizing it. It looks like most because people said they didn't get enough surprises or whatever. I felt like there were surprises in there. Maybe surprises that people didn't care for. Dragon's Dogma was a big one for me. I know Talos Principle was one that Pinky was real stoked about. There you go. See, it's not like there weren't surprises in there. I can't think of all of them right now off the top of my head, but it's not like there weren't any. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. I thought it was pretty good, dude. Was it necessarily mind blowing for everybody? No, but dude, I've seen much worse showcases than that. You're not going to be able to satisfy everybody all the time. I mean, that's just probably part of what they're dealing with there. Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 details have seemingly leaked. Okay. Yeah, it's not very good, Davey. I know. It's not very good, dude. Yeah. And aside from just the visual aspect of, again, like whatever, if the game was consistent all the way through with the way it looked and stuff, it's whatever, dude. I mean, it doesn't look like a true modern game or anything, but it looks a little bit dated, kind of like Redfall to me. Redfall looked dated too. It's not like it doesn't look like what a modern engine can do, but whatever. If the gameplay was good and it performed well, I'm not going to have an issue with that. But the game doesn't consistently look the same way all the way throughout. That's my thing. It doesn't, it's not consistent. It performs bad. Content subpar from what I'm understanding. It's all the way through. There's just some issues there, man. Yeah. I'm miserable. Yeah, again, rumor mill stuff, but I would be really surprised if it wasn't in some form of production at this point. New Dragon Quest Monsters is in development for Nintendo. Dude, we got a lot of news today. We'll probably try to do the schedule for. It's not going to happen today. We got too much news. But tomorrow, Sundays tend to occasionally be bleak on the news front. So it might happen tomorrow. If not, I'll take time probably Monday and we'll make sure we get the schedule set up for all the showcases for June and when we're going to watch them. Oh, yeah, I've got that up, yeah. Let's stick with this, dude. That's a lot of stuff. More Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 details have seemingly leaked. Hot Wheels Unleashed 1 was supposed to be a pretty solid game. I never got to play it, but it's supposed to be pretty good. 3 editions of the unannounced sequel will reportedly be released. New details about dude, check out the DeLorean. Sick. Out of time, baby. New details about an unannounced but anticipated Hot Wheels Unleashed sequel have seemingly leaked. Last month, images of a toy car featuring a Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 turbocharged logo surfaced online, alongside claims that the model will be a GameStop exclusive. According to a new report from data miner Bill Kuhn, who has an excellent track record, of product leaks, the name of the sequel is accurate, and the game will be published by Milestone in the near future. This is the original Hot Wheels Unleashed, not Hot Wheels Unleashed 2. They claim it will be available in 3 editions, Standard, Deluxe, and Legendary, with pricier versions including varying levels of access to planned Season Pass content. Developed and published by Milestone, Hot Wheels Unleashed was released in September of 2021 for PC, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox consoles. Plans for a sequel may not be too surprising, given that the original is the most successful title in Milestone history, according to a March 2023 press release from the games company and toy firm Mattel. They said Hot Wheels Unleashed has sold over 2 million copies in a year and a half and had attracted more than 8 million players across all platforms, including Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation Plus. Cool. So there you go. Hot Wheels Unleashed 2. Looks like it's on the way, guys. If you need more out of it, I'll link this for you. There you go. New Dragon Quest Monsters is in development for Switch. Looks like this one might actually release outside of Japan. Friendos. All right. Friday night before an extended holiday weekend is arguably the worst time for companies to release video game news. Most people have gone home. Those of us who are still around have to make the choice between enjoying our free time and dragging our butts back to our laptops to crank out more story for the day. For most games, I'd wait until Monday, but when you're talking Dragon Quest Monsters, you have my attention. Yeah, look, man, if you don't know, Dragon Quest is like... Oh, put them in the art section, Kayla. Put them in art. Yeah. If you don't mind, my friend. Thank you. You can put them in both if you want. If you want to just show them off, I'm gonna pin them in the art section though. That way, I like putting the notable like people's tattoos and stuff like that, and good like things of that nature. I'll put them up in, pin them up in the art section. So if people, we start talking about tattoos and stuff, people can go in there and go look at the pinned posts and take a look. But if you want to put them in both locations, just so people can take a look, even in the main channel, that's cool. But put them in the art section too, if you don't mind. So Dragon Quest is, while a lot of people enjoy it in the Western part of the world too, dude, over in the Eastern hemisphere of the world, like Korea and Japan and China and stuff, dude, Dragon Quest is flipping huge. Huge. Yo, thanks, Kayla. Nice. I'll take a look here in a second. Appreciate it. This year marks the 25th anniversary of the Dragon Quest spinoff. Series is a monster collecting take on the franchise, something developers had explored years earlier in Dragon Quest V. The first two games were released on the Game Boy Color, with the second title hitting right at the end of the handheld's life cycle. Let's see. Both DS entries in the series, Dragon Quest Monsters Joker and Dragon Quest Monsters Joker 2, scored worldwide releases, but every game developed on the 3DS stayed in Japan. Given that Square is still pretty shaky on whether or not a Dragon Quest game will go worldwide, the video below gives me hope we'll see the series on our shores in the near future. Let's take a look. Those cats are sick. Freddy's definitely the best. My best friend's a Jason fan. I'm a Freddy fan. Yo, that's really cool. I love it. Nice. That's dope. Are you gonna do more? You got plans for more? I'm gonna pin this. Sick. Thank you. Yeah. My bitrate's getting a bit wonky today. God, that reminds me of some old school RPG stuff, man. Jesus. Cool, man. If you made it through to the end, you'll see that a new Dragon Quest Monsters is in development for the Switch. This isn't the first time we've heard that Square is revisiting the franchise. As for this new Monsters getting a worldwide release, well, why bother translating any of that video into English if you're not going to bring it our way? That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah. If you guys need more out of it here, yo, if you're jonesing right now for like a monster collecting, monster battling kind of game, and you're not, into any Pokemon stuff right now or whatever, you should be taking a look at Cassette Beasts. This is on Game Pass right now too, but there it was. This game, apparently, people are getting like over 40 hours of gameplay already in this, and it's got like an end game, a nice grindable end game on it. It's $20 for what you're probably going to get a nice 30 to 40, maybe even plus hours of gameplay. That's a pretty good price point for that amount of gameplay. And it looks really good. Soundtrack sounds pretty dope. And it's that whole thing, man. It's monster collector, monster battler. And you can see the reviews right now. Over 97% positive, approaching almost 2,000 reviews at this point. So if you need some, and it's on Game Pass also, like I said. So if you're looking for something along that line of game, you can see some of like the way the game looks right here. It looks cool. And you can like, you basically, instead of like Pokeballs, you collect these beasts on cassette tapes, right? And then you can actually combine cassette tapes apparently to like kind of make hybrids of these monsters and stuff. It's kind of wild. But there's the link to the Steam page. Yeah. Oh, right on, Kayla. Yeah, who knows? Maybe in the future you'll find something that you're just like, oh yeah, this is what I want, and you'll know what to put there at some point, or maybe not. Warframe DevStream 171 breakdown. Um, so major update for Warframe coming. Update will be called the 7 Crimes of Kullervo, centered around the 53rd Warframe Kullervo. First Duviri themed Warframe, and this story will have themes of betrayal. Also coming with him will be a new island in Duviri known as the Dungeon. The dungeon will be around in 3 spirals similar to the Arkabar. When the update drops, there will be a 2-week period where you can do runs focused on Kullervo and his story afterward. The story can be experienced randomly in the Duviri experience in those spirals. When you enter the island, you can talk to the warden to fight Kullervo himself. This will be a multi-phase mini-boss fight, resulting in earning resources to buy Kullervo parts from Akrathis. Coming alongside this new dungeon and boss fight will be new secrets in Duviri. They only showed a quiz pad from the new war and said that Soma chords from music from the Duviri Paradox will be in this update. Oh, right on, Kayla. Nice, yeah. What's on the other arm? What's going to be on the other arm? Signature shotgun was not given any details, as you will have a signature heavy blade skin as well. This update will be coming next month. There will also be many new and returning features coming with the 7 Crimes of Kullervo. Duviri and the Duviri Paradox will also be getting a massive facelift. This will include the following. Kaith Racing is returning to Duviri. This was removed in the first hotfix for the Duviri Paradox. Corrupted Decrees are coming, offering better boons with a negative side effect. Plants can now be harvested in Teshin's Cave. They can be harvested every 20 hours. There will be 2 new side activities coming to the Duviri experience. Bricked up portals in Duviri can now be accessed after the Uruworm fight in the Duviri. You will need to earn 7 decrees, and this will transport you into an Undercroft encounter with a higher difficulty. Earn guaranteed arcanes from these encounters. There will be 4 new arcanes coming to the rewards pool in Duviri. There will be new Drifter clothing set that is origami themed, as well as the Harrier suit being available for the Drifter. You can now see that what warframes and weapons are available in Duviri runs. Maw fishing now lasts longer, allowing more players to finish it with ease. Wisp Prime details. To no one's surprise, the next Prime Warframe is Wisp. Her weapons will be the Fulmin Prime, as well as Gunson Prime. Her Prime accessories will include a seeing Donna and a drifter suit as well. She will not be arriving with the 7 Crimes of Kalervo, though. Be arriving afterward. There you go. If you need more out of it, that's what's happening for Warframe, all right? Oh, both arms are going Disney, huh? Oh, villains? And then the companions from the movies. Oh, nice. Oh, that's cool, dude. Oh, dude, I love Gus Gus, dude. Yeah, Gus Gus was good. Yeah, nice. That's cool. Right on. Xbox reportedly banning easy gamer score games. Xbox will no longer publish games that let you unlock its achievements by doing absolutely nothing. Xbox is changing its rules concerning achievements and gamer scores. According to a new report, Xbox game certification rules have new requirements that will prevent a game from being published if you can unlock all or most of its achievements by doing absolutely nothing at all. This is according to a source speaking to True Achievement, who noted a flood of new games where players could unlock all achievements and gain 1,000 gamer score by simply leaving the game running for a few minutes. The most egregious example came from Abs Animals, a game that only allows you to move the camera around a 3D model of a kitten. You don't even need to pan the camera around to unlock the game's full 1,000 gamer score. All you need to do is leave it on for 16 minutes. Yeah. Gamer score doesn't typically mean anything in a material sense. It's mostly just a number that hangs out under your gamer tag to give you bragging rights over your friends. Sometimes, however, gamer score will be tied to Xbox Game Pass quests, which can earn Microsoft rewards, which can then be redeemed for real-world items. Sources say that an update was made on May 1st to change the rules surrounding achievements and gamer score for games that Xbox publishes. Rule XR-055 has been updated to require all achievements to represent a thorough exploration of or engagement with game content. There have also been 3 new banned features added to the rules that would bar games from being published if they satisfy even one of them. All achievements can be unlocked within a few minutes of starting the game. Achievements do not represent a thorough exploration or engagement with game content. Achievements can be unlocked without any or minimal user input unless required as part of the core gameplay loop. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So there you go. This happens occasionally. They continue to evolve the rules and things about the games that can do, and it's on numerous different platforms, But yeah, we'll see it occasionally pop up in the news. Whatever happened with Soulframe? What was Soulframe, dude? Why am I blanking what that was? We saw this last year, didn't we? Is this on Steam? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 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 We did talk about it because it's from the same. Well, I mean, I think they're just still developing it, dude. Um, Hold on, because it's from the same devs, right? We saw this not too long ago. Actually, I just couldn't place the name with it. Yeah. So, access denied. Fantastic. Okay. What? Let me see here. We looked at this not too long ago, man. I mean, it's been a little while now, but 10 months, 2 months. How long is this? 5 minutes. I mean, we can watch this. We'll watch this at the end. How about that? I'm not sure exactly what the state of it is right now, but we can watch it. I remember an amount about it. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm sure they're still working on it. I haven't heard anything other, on that front, but it's not like it's been like years or anything since we heard anything on that front. So I'm sure they're just still developing it. Warhammer Skulls 2023, every new video game and DLC expansion. These days, if you mention the word Warhammer, it better have the word Leviathan after it. That's the new 40k miniatures core box and rules is dominating the discourse. Okay. Well, we're talking about games, though. Screams in my house this week have been in frustration at the level of difficulty in the new first-person shooter Warhammer 40,000 bolt gun. Oh, interesting. With its fast-paced 16-bit graphics reminiscent of Wolfenstein 3D, retro throwback sees you play as a Space Marine on a perilous mission across the galaxy as they battle against the Chaos Space Marines and Daemons of Chaos. Skulls shows off a nifty blue and gold bolt gun. We watched this here recently, the trailer, so I'm not going to watch it again right now, but design lab controller fit for any soldier of the Imperium. We just watched this yesterday, too. Sigmar Realms of Ruin. Thanks to Tinwin. Thanks for shooting that to us, man. Rogue Trader. We've talked about that coming. And actually, Tinwin got in on some beta of that or alpha of that, I think. This game is actually by Owlcat, which are the same company that makes the Pathfinder games. So we're talking like kind of more CRPG-ish. Oh, no, yeah, Davey, yeah. I haven't heard anything on that front recently, so I just don't really know. I'm just guessing they're just hunkering down. And obviously, I mean, for the dev, they continue to push out, the Warframe stuff. So they're kind of like split up, I'm guessing. They've got probably half of their development team working on Soulframe, the other half working on Warframe, and because they've got to continually be putting out content for Warframe as a live service game, right? And so it's probably just one of those slow processes, man. I just haven't heard anything new on it. Yeah. But I'm guessing they're plugging away probably, man. When they've got some new info for us, well, I'm sure we'll probably hit on it in the news. I just haven't heard anything for a while on it. I couldn't even remember, honestly, dude. So good on you for bringing it up. I couldn't even remember what it was there for a second. So yeah, Rogue Trader looks dope, man. It's pretty exciting. Speed Freaks, actually, dude. Speed Freaks we looked at yesterday as well. If you're not aware, so Speed Freaks is actually in playtest right now, and if you request access, dude, I got access right away yesterday. Tinwin got it as well. I got it. I installed it. I just haven't played it yet. We might try it out real quick at the end of the day today and see what's up. This game looks pretty cool. It's just combat racing, shooter, driving, 3D kind of game. Looks pretty wild. We looked at it yesterday, and I'll share this with you. So if you want to get in there and it's free, just play test the game with other peeps, then you can basically get in and do a play test right now. See what else we got here. Space Marine 2. All love a Total War. While we'd all love a Total Warhammer 40K, we're Total War Warhammer 40K. We're just going to have to make do with Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. Warhammer Skulls gave us a glimpse of the Tyranid enemies, who are also the enemy faction of Leviathan. These Xenomorph-style baddies swarm through the game's new trailer in insane numbers. Hot for Lieutenant Titus, who is trying to hold his own. Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2 will be out later this year, but still doesn't have an exact release date. Did we watch this one?
Major Sarkana, what's your status?
We've lost a lot of men out of heavy rounds, but we're still in the fight.
We're coming to you now. They're plotting something. What motive do these creatures have to attack this facility? These are mere drones. Then what guides them? A worthy adversary.
No, I don't think I've seen this one.
You will pay, you rotten cowards!
Nice parry. Sick. Oh, that's dope.
Eviscerate this abomination!
God. Feels good.
Report. The spores collapsed the bridge. There's no way
It's
through.
almost got like a nice clunky Gears of War vibe to it, doesn't it?
Come forth and be slaughtered.
That looks cool. That looks cool. Many would love to see Warhammer 40k Darktide come to console after its release on PC last year, but that's not happening yet. This is what I'll say. So Darktide, 4-player co-op horror shooter, is the 40k equivalent to Vermintide and is due to get a huge content update through the Rejects Unite DLC, which adds 2 new missions and new enemy, the Chaos Spawn. But look, Darktide is not doing well. It did not do well. It's reviewed very poorly, actually. Oh, dang it, wrong one, dude. Well, it's up to mixed now. So about 50% positive, which was better than it was, I think. But that's still not good, dude. Which is weird because the Vermintide games, right? Which, same thing, Fat Shark makes these games. So you're talking Vermintide 2. Like, look at Vermintide 2. Very positive. 84, 87. You know, these games, and even Vermintide 1 were pretty good, pretty well-reviewed games. And to see Darktide come out 5 years after Vermintide 2, which is the same style game, and be reviewed so poorly is concerning. Now, I haven't played it. Yo, that's fine, Mithril. Nap out, dog. Nap out. Yeah, I know. Get you some Z's, dude. We'll be playing for a while. You're all right. I mean, obviously, I think it sold well enough. You got creeping up on 60,000 all-time reviews for Darktide now, and it just released at the end of November of last year. But, I mean, at 55% positive, that's pretty bad. That is pretty bad, dude. Especially considering that it's the same style game as Vermintide and Vermintide 1, and those games were pretty good. That's not a good look, man. That's not progression, I don't think. It's not even staying on par. So there's some concern there, I think. With Vermintide 2 now in its 5th year, there's some new dwarf action to spice things up. Okay. With the Karak Asgara DLC that features 3 maps inspired by the capital city of the dwarf races in the Great Mountains. In this DLC, the Urbershrik 5, a motley band of old world heroes, are called in to help a struggling dwarf war party sabotage a Skaven army and turn the tide in their favor. Karak Asgaraz is free to play and will release June 13th for PC and later in the summer for console. Then we've got a Total War Warhammer 3. While everyone's talking about Total War Pharaoh, Creative Assembly is still supporting Total War Warhammer 3, and it got a mention in the 40-year anniversary event with new legendary hero and Chaos champion Harold Harry the Hammer Hammerstorm. That's a lot of H's. Who has a special hatred of the living dead and likes nothing better than to dispatch their souls back to the undead realm of Mor. Let's take a look.
In the tales of the Norse and the Kurgan, there is legend of a warrior unparalleled. champion, forged in the heart of fear, who reached into the grave and found only hate.
Undead are good boys, though. Don't dispatch them. They're just hungry. They haven't eaten in forever. Right?
To embrace such hate is to become a nightmare.
He's got a severed head on his belt. Nice.
It is to wield dread as lesser men wield armies. It is to become fear itself. It is to become the Hammer Storm.
That's a cool trailer. I like it. Nice. Last but definitely not least, the collaboration we've all been waiting for: Games Workshop versus Power Wash Simulator. In the dirty world of the grim dark, you can now get your Land Raiders squeaky clean with this bizarre new DLC. There's no release date yet, but it will be available on all platforms. Finally, you can break out the new red and green vinyl release of the Warhammer 40,000 Mechanicus and spray down some heavy beats. These operatic overtones will wash away any worries you might have about the announcement of Blood Bowl 3's first competitive season and fears of how buggy it might be. Yeah, Blood Bowl 3, pretty bad release, dude. Pretty bad. God dang, dude. Power Wash Simulator, dude. Jesus. Warhammer 40,000 coming to Power Wash Simulator. Fantastic. All right. So that's everything, the main stuff anyways out of the Warhammer Skulls 2023, all right? If you guys need more out of there, again, we didn't watch everything right now because we've seen some of it already. But if you need more, it's out. It's right there in that article I linked, okay? Naughty Dog confirms it's working on a new single-player game in odd apology post. The Last of Us developer Naughty Dog has confirmed that it's working on a new single-player game in a fairly odd manner. The news came in the middle of an apologetic post explaining why the studio didn't show its upcoming Last of Us multiplayer project during this week's PlayStation Showcase. Naughty Dog teased the project last year during Summer Games Fest, confirming it was early in development. The studio only showed some concept art at the time. Hasn't said much since. While the game was never scheduled to appear during this week's Sony's live stream, fans had anticipated it may be part of the show. It wasn't, leading Naughty Dog to address its fans. While the post mostly explains why the reveal, which was never confirmed for the show, didn't happen, dropped some surprising information that it's also working on a brand new single-player game. We're incredibly proud of the job our studio has done thus far, but as development has continued, we've realized it's best for the game is to give it more time, the studio says. Our team will continue to work on the project, as well as our other games in development, including a brand new single-player game. Currently no word on what the game is, but one could logically assume that it might be The Last of Us Part 3. I mean, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Those games have been very successful for them outside of them trying to port it to PC because, you know, gross. Nobody seems to be able... Nobody that focuses on PC or on console seems to have any idea how to take their games to PC. Not nobody, but a lot of the major AAA developers have a really hard time getting that done. optimizing their games that are on console, getting them over to PC is a very hard thing for them for some reason. I think a big part of it's just like lack of care, it seems. Lack of quality assurance and testing, and just, I guess, the thought that they can patch things afterwards if it, because it's like it's broken, whatever, let's just push it, we'll just make money off of it, and it'll still sell. It's got a good name, right? It's got The Last of Us on it, so it'll sell. They can blame Iron Galaxy all they want for doing a bad job, but their names are the one that's on that game. They wanted to hand it off to another company to take care of it, whatever. But ultimately, it's their job to make sure that their game that they make gets ported over to whatever platform they want it to come out on as well, that they're going to have people pay for. It's their job to vet that job the other company's doing for them and make sure it's going to be done correctly. They didn't do that. And in my opinion, that really, really, really hurts Naughty Dog's reputation. So, but, The Last of Us has been very successful for them. So, I mean, it would make sense that they continue that, not only on the gaming front, but now on the adaptation into the show front with HBO and everything too, right? So, it's a hot piece of entertainment right now. Why would they not keep it going? Series has become Sony's tentpole franchise, leading to a popular TV adaptation. It's in need of more material if it's going to get past season 2. Also, a chance it could be a new installment of the Uncharted series or something entirely new. I bet it's The Last of Us Part 3. While the transparency on the project is welcome, the post itself is a little strange considering that Naughty Dog never set any expectation that it was showing off its multiplayer game anytime soon. There may be another reason for that apology, though. Bloomberg reports that the developer is currently reassessing the project after scaling it back. Naughty Dog did not respond to Bloomberg's request for comment. The apology came right on the heels of the report's publication. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not like, look, I mean, if people are like up in arms about this, they just need to chill out. Like, The Last of Us multiplayer or whatever. Like, yeah, I'm sure there are some people that are hyped about this, but ultimately, like, it's not like this game was ever supposed to showcase here. It's not like this game has an actual release date or anything right now either, right? So why anybody would be like, yeah, like it says, right, the studio has only showed some concept art at the time and hasn't said much about it anyways. So why people are going to be like bent about not seeing anything more right now? People just need to chill out about this kind of stuff. These developers and publishers are going to give us the content, information about these games that are in development when they're ready to give it to us, That's just a fact, man. Minecraft 1.20 will add cherry blossom and camels this June. Exciting news for all our Minecraft show fans. Highly anticipated Trails and Tales update, also known as Minecraft 1.20, is set to be released on June 7th, following recent speculation fueled by new screenshots shared by developer Mojang, who have now confirmed that the new update will soon be available on all platforms. One of the headline features of the Trails and Tales update is the introduction of archaeology. Players can embark on digging expeditions and uncover hidden treasures such as tools, bones, sniffer eggs, and pottery sherds. Sherds or shards? Sherds? Sherds? Shards? Sherds. Are you sherds? Are you sherds? I think it's shards, but I'm not sherds. Interestingly, players can craft a unique pot with intricate patterns that tell a story by combining 4 pottery sherds. Is it sherds? Wait, what? Is that what they're called in the game or something? I'm confused. Adding a new layer of depth that should make mining for resources much more interesting.
Today we're announcing the release date of Trails and Tales, an update that contains camels, sniffers, archaeology, bamboo wood, chiseled bookshelves, hanging signs, playable mob sounds, and so much more. Welcome to Minecraft Monthly. I'm Vubui, and today we're revealing the release date of Trails and Tales. It's coming in 6 months. Actually, they haven't told me when it is yet, but I do know someone who does know. Agnes!
Hi Boo. Actually, I'm the riddle crafter. I will tell you the date with a series of riddles throughout the show. I've hidden 6-7 clues about the release date in this episode. So watch and listen carefully.
Okay.
And one clue has already been said.
Wait, can you say it again? I wasn't even paying.
No.
Okay, thanks, Agnes.
It's riddle crafter.
Sorry, thanks, Riddle Crafter. In the meantime, let's celebrate by taking another look at some of the features from Trails and Tales out in Snapshot, Beta, and Preview being released in the game really soon. In fact, I'm gonna play some right now. Camels are one of the stars of this update. Here's one running away from me, just because I don't know the update release date. Rude. Camels can jump. I've heard rumors they can jump up to 67 feet, but I'm also the one who started the rumor, so let's see if it's true. Oh. Hanging signs. This feature is going to be so useful for builders. Check out the hanging signs someone put up above my house. I love poetry and parkour. Are you tired of your collection of mob heads not making any sounds? Then get ready for playable mob sounds. Now your iconic mob heads can play their iconic sounds on cue. I wonder what fun sound I make when someone presses my head.
What's up, Minecrafters?
Well, now we know. Riddle Crafter, how about another riddle about the release date of Trails and Tales?
Oh, I'm playing the new Lost Legend. Here's the riddle. A weak Gemini.
Hey, I'm not a weak Gemini. I'm just weak. Minecraft Legends news now. In this month's Lost Legend that's already been released, you have to defeat the Unbreakable, one of the toughest piglins to ever snort, in 60 minutes. Succeed and you'll unlock an exclusive Big Beak Mount skin. What will next month's Lost Legend contain? Let's go live to the Riddle Crafter for a hint.
It will contain llamas!
Not one of her more impressive riddles. What's more impressive is all the features coming to Trails and Tales. Chiseled bookshelves are Minecraft's most stylish storage solution yet. I'm gonna keep the Sniffer, a new mob also coming to the update, in mind. Hey, come back! I don't own any books. Let's talk Cherry Grove, a biome so beautiful that you'll never want to look at anything else again. Better take one last look at your loved ones now before it releases. In fact, that's the perfect excuse to take a look at some of your amazing cherry blossom builds. This brilliant build was made by Bismuth. At times like this, I really wish I wasn't incredibly allergic to cherry blossoms. Luckily, I'm not allergic to the virtual cherry blossoms we have in Minecraft. This cherry blossom village build is the work of Phelps. Amazing job! But look more grateful, villager.
Cherry blossoms
and
are
finally,
so gorgeous.
I want to move into this cherry blossom mansion build by MS Gaming immediately. We had 67 more cherry blossom builds to show you, but there's no way my allergies can survive that. So let's move on to Sonic
I like
news
birch
now.
trees a lot.
Sonic has returned to Minecraft with an all-new texture pack, inspired by iconic zones like Green Hill and later ones that I'm too bad at playing Sonic to ever see. This texture pack gives your entire world a Sonic makeover. The Sonic texture pack is out already, so I don't have to solve any riddles about that. Phew. Back to the update. Trails and Tales is going to be a dream come true for builders. Wish pandas found your home more appetizing? Then you'll love
Much
bamboo
pink, very
wood
approved.
sets.
Yeah.
Armor trims will keep you
There you go,
protected
dude.
from hostile mobs and fashion critics
I think you're
alike.
loving this
You'll
update,
be on the
dude.
cover of cool magazines in no time. And archaeology finally gets unearthed. Discover what lies beneath Minecraft's secretive sands. Only 4 sherds? Could could have sworn I found 3 more. We've barely scratched the surface. There's tons more great features in Trails and Tales, and you'll be able to play it when it's released on... Well, I'll let the Riddle Crafter tell you that.
Did you not figure out any of the hints I hid in the episode?
Pretty sure she's a necromancer, which is awesome.
I'm just too humble to say what they are.
Necromancer.
Trails and Tales will be
Necromance her.
available on June 7th. Riddle Crafter,
Sorry.
out.
June 7th! That's so soon! Did you spot all the clues in the episode? Let us know in the comments.
I'm an
Then I
idiot.
can read your comments and pretend I spotted them too. See you next month! Vu also out.
Cool, man. Minecraft Trails and Tales update is looking like a significant new addition to the game and will be from June 7th. Available from June 7th. Not the only significant new content this year either, as fans of the game are already looking forward to the new Dungeons & Dragons mode releasing later this year, which will add a brand new 10+ hour campaign to the game with branching narrative paths. There you go. Homeworld 3 release has been delayed to February of next year, guys. Homeworld 3, the highly anticipated space opera real-time strategy game, has faced another setback, with its release being delayed until February. Blackbird Interactive, the studio behind the game, cited the need for more time to ensure the Homeworld 3 meets the same high bar that its predecessors have set. The decision to delay the game was apparently driven by the studio's commitment to delivering a Homeworld experience that does justice to the series' incredible legacy. Blackbird expressed its gratitude for the passion and dedication of the fans, and assured them the game is moving in the right direction. According to the studio, the delay was not caused by any specific issue, but rather by a desire to raise the bar and provide players with an experience that exceeds the iconic standards the previous Homeworld game set. However, the studio emphasized the game's scope remains unchanged and is committed to delivering on all the promises made thus far. Blackbird also addressed concerns regarding its 4-day work week, which was implemented in 2022. Studio clarified the reduced work week was not responsible for the delay, stated the team could achieve even more when given additional personal time. Studio believes the inspiration and energy from the extra time with family, friends, and personal hobbies have fueled many innovations players can expect in Homeworld 3. They probably let everybody do like a 10-hour 4-day work week or something, which is dope, dude. I always preferred to do that. If I had that option, give me a 4-day work week working 10-hour days and give me 3 days off. That's a great quality of life work schedule as far as I'm concerned. Not everybody's going to dig that, but if I ever had that option, dude, I would take it. Get 3 days off a week, work 4 10-hour days, absolutely, dude. If you're doing like a 40-hour work week or whatever, heck yeah. Homeworld 3 was initially slated for a release this year, but was pushed back, or last year, but was pushed back to this year by Blackbird Interactive to avoid a crunch and ensure a healthier development process. Yo, good on them, dude. Good on them. Although an exact release date has not been announced, the studio plans to provide updates about the game's features and progress in the upcoming months. Yo, solid. Cool, man. Good. Taking care of their employees. You know what I mean? That's what this comes down to. Seems like, they're implementing schedules that seem to benefit their employees, maybe life and mental health a little bit better. They're ensuring they're not getting into a culture of crunch and stuff. Good, dude. If they need to delay a little bit to get the game done while taking care of their employees, yo, more power to them, dude. So, good stuff. Blackbird. I like it. Knights of the Old Republic remake news. Cause of problems revealed. We've been waiting, and this is rumor. We've been waiting to get some details for a while on this front. I'm about to sneeze. Hold on. That felt great. Couple of really good, violent sneezes, you know? Real nice. Is it not gone? Am I going to do that again? I can't tell. I think we're okay for now. Yeah, so again, last year, I can't remember exactly when it happened. I think towards the middle of the year, maybe towards like autumn, fall time. Basically, this game was shown off to Sony, because I think Sony's the one that's behind it. And who's the studio? I can't ever remember their name off the top of my head. Aspire. It's Aspire. Aspire showed off the game. They'll probably talk about it. They showed off the game to like the heads at Sony and everything, and basically the people in charge of the development of the game all got canned. So there was something definitely wrong. Like, I'm not laughing about people getting fired, but there is definitely, so whatever was being shown off was so off-putting that they just wiped the slate clean and were like, yo, this is being put on indefinite delay. They fired the people that were at the tops of the divisions in charge of developing the game, and were like, we've got to take a beat and assess what's going on here. This is bad, apparently. So, got some intriguing Coda remake news to discuss. Rumor has it the highly anticipated Knights of the Old Republic remake faced a few hurdles due to its supposed lack of cinematic appeal. Can you believe it? So where did this rumor originate? According to allegedly leaked information from developers at Aspire, a video by the YouTube channel 100% Star Wars spilled the beans. Now we all know rumors can be as unreliable as a malfunctioning hyperdrive. Let's dive into the speculation and see what we can uncover. We'll begin by acknowledging the reputation Sony has garnered for its cinematic storytelling and action-adventure games like God of War, Uncharted, and The Last of Us. Their standards have set the bar high. Here's the interesting part. In an exciting piece of Coda remake news, Aspire developed the gameplay, and it reportedly had turn-based elements, much like Final Fantasy VII Remake. However, it seems the cinematic presentation didn't live up to Sony's game's seamless movie-like experiences. Apparently, Sony's reaction to the less cinematic approach caused quite a stir within Aspire. In an attempt to please their valued partner, they made a regrettable decision. They fired the game's design director and art director, the very individuals responsible for its look and feel. This sudden turn of events came as a shock to Aspire's employees. Until then, the Coders Remake's morale was soaring high. The studio had a tight-knit atmosphere akin to a family unit, with some gaming industry veterans even hailing it as the best team they'd ever worked with. Oh, wow, dude. Unfortunately, here comes some sad Coda remake news. The firing of the directors and subsequent fallout took a toll on Aspire. Bloomberg's controversial article fueled the fire, depicting a doomed remake. While some aspects of the article were true, the writer did exaggerate some of the other claims for clicks. As the situation unfolded, Aspire found itself in a state of limbo. Employees didn't know anything when Aspire paused development. Eventually, they shifted major positions within the project to other studios. This was under the umbrella of Saber Interactive, the parent company of Aspire. Despite the setbacks, franchise fans were still curious about the gameplay features and Coda remake news. According to insiders, the gameplay resembled the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and most of the original voice actors returned, except for a few who had sadly passed away. Well, because the original Coda game was, dude, we're talking like over 20 years now, right? While they didn't make any significant additions to the game, they did expand existing elements. The game, they gave companion storylines, romances, and quest lines more depth and variety. Overall narrative remained faithful, but Aspire expanded it, promising a captivating experience for players. As we move into the middle of the year, there's more Coda remake news. Saber Interactive is reportedly handling the development of the Coda remake. Despite speculation from various sources, including industry insiders like Jeff Grubb, the game is still believed to be in progress. Even so, it's hard to say whether Aspire should have been given a chance to continue working on the Coda remake, or if the shift to Saber Interactive was right. Future remains uncertain, but for now, all we can do is eagerly await official updates and keep our hopes high for a game that pays homage to this beloved Star Wars classic. Okay. This was always going to be a difficult thing for them to do. Not only is Knights of the Old Republic considered like the GOAT of Star Wars games to many, many people, GOAT being greatest of all time of Star Wars games, but Knights of the Old Republic was a game that was kind of very trend-setting for RPGs moving forward in general. It had a lot of elements to the gameplay that you hadn't really been able to experience maybe at all or in that kind of detail at that point in gaming history. It was very, very immersive. There was a lot that could be done. A lot of customization as far as your character went, the kinds of like lightsabers you would use, whether or not you were going to be light or dark side. It was very narrative driven and choices mattered. The companions you could get there. It was a very, very cool game, man. And it's still heralded as like the best Star Wars game really of all time by most people. I still recommend people go play the original Knights of the Old Republic. Even Knights of the Old Republic 2 is good, but it's not the first one. It's good, but if you're going to play, you should definitely start off with the first one. And anytime you're going to take a game just like EA recently did with Dead Space, you know, these iconic old games, that if you're going to remake these things and you're going to modernize them, it's a very, very and like Capcom just did with what most people consider to be the greatest Resident Evil game of all time, Resident Evil 4. Yeah, it's a tightrope walk, if you will. You're trying to maintain all the aspects of the original game that made it so great, while still trying to modernize it also. So, and I'm not just talking graphics, but some of the gameplay. Like with Dead Space, so they made it to where it's more random with the enemies and they respawn. So if you go back through areas you've already cleared out, enemies will come back. You know, you didn't have that kind of thing. There are also areas in Dead Space Remake where you can fly around that you couldn't in the first one, but makes it a more immersive game. You know, so there are things like that that these developers have to really buckle down and take a hard look at. What's a better way to remake the game that could have made it a better experience in the first place, but they maybe just weren't able to do that kind of stuff back then, but you can do now? And what are things that you necessarily shouldn't mess with and shouldn't change because it can absolutely, you know, wreck what made the game so magical in the first place, right? It's a hard thing to do. It really, really is. And some developers have done a very good job of it, and we've seen some that haven't been able to capture that remake essence of what the originals were also, you know. So this is one of those games that absolutely, you know, they've got to be very, very careful about what they're doing here. If they try to change it too much, it's going to really, really push people off because of how much love there is for that original game, yeah. But obviously it's a remake, so you're looking for some modernization there too. I don't know, but this is some interesting news, and we hadn't seen this before. So I think we're all hopeful that it's still being made and that it's being made well. Yeah. This is the first I have heard about any additional information about what happened internally outside of that initial, you know, it's basically been put on hold. People have been fired, that kind of thing. So that's pretty interesting. Jim Ryan responds to showcase criticism from this past Wednesday's showcase. Nice, dude. Good stuff. After the recent PlayStation Showcase, more than a few users took to social media to express their disappointment at an event they felt lacked surprises, announcement, and promises, despite some bombshells that we could see between the trailers. Now, PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan wanted to address those users who perhaps expected more, assuring that his company is fully committed to them to ensure a steady cadence of amazing content, in addition to offering the best and most varied catalog of games possible today. We're investing heavily in the future with innovative, best-in-class hardware like PlayStation VR 2, newly revealed Project Q, expansion into PC, mobile, and live service gaming, transforming how and where our content can be enjoyed. Continued Jim Ryan. It's just a default statement because people were, I guess. Look, man, you're there. I thought the showcase was pretty solid. I thought it was pretty. I'm not even a PlayStation fan. I've actually traditionally, funny enough, whenever I was still a pretty prominent console player, PlayStation was my jam. But I've gotten pretty put off by them over the past like half decade, where I don't really care for PlayStation very much at all. And I thought the showcase was pretty solid, actually. But you're not going to be able to please everybody, right? And in the gaming world, you've always got individuals that are going to hype themselves up about the premise of seeing something that there's really no indication you're going to see anyways. They're like, oh, I'd really like to see this. And then they get it like stuck in their head that, oh, that'd be so cool. And so they get disappointed when it doesn't happen. But there's been no indication that they were actually going to see that in that showcase. Does that make sense? You know? And I think that's partially probably what some of this is. To be fair, I saw an amount of what I expected to see in the PlayStation Showcase. I knew I was going to see PSVR 2 stuff. I knew I was going to see Spider-Man 2, which we got a big chunk of. I knew we were going to see Final Fantasy 16, right? But outside of that, we saw a lot of stuff that I wasn't necessarily expecting. So I was surprised by a good chunk of the showcase. And I feel like people are going, oh, there wasn't anything surprising in there at all. Dude, there was stuff that was showcased nobody knew really was coming. So to say that you weren't surprised, I think is a bad way of stating that you didn't see anything that you were hyped about. And that's not necessarily fair to say that they didn't show anything that was surprising. I think there were surprises in the showcase, things that people weren't expecting to see. I think there was that in the showcase. But there are people that are just not satisfied with not seeing what they wanted to see. I think that's what this comes down to. So, I don't know. PlayStation's Project Q battery life might shock you. Now, before we dive in here, the fact that PlayStation's $200 Pro controller has less battery life than their like $60 to $70 DualSense 5 controller would already lead me to believe that this is not going to have a great battery life. I mean, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, Davey. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. You're not going to be able to please everybody, for sure. I mean, that's just the way it is, right? But I think apparently there was just a lot of people for that were like, there was just nothing surprising. And I don't think that's fair. I think they did have announcements that people didn't know were coming. And to just chalk it up as nothing surprising, that's not a fair statement, in my opinion. Yeah. I don't know. That's just me. So let's see what they're saying here. After taking to YouTube in their first video in well over a year to talk about the recent PlayStation Showcase, and a few details on Project Q and its battery life. Okay. Insider Gaming understands the Project Q battery life will be 3 to 4 hours. Yep, you read that right. At least Project Q is on brand with the DualSense having a short battery life, I guess. If the retail version of Project Q does indeed have a 3 to 4 hour battery life, the handheld might be a hard sell for Sony. Already, people are skeptical of its success, with the handheld only being used with remote play. Ultimately, though, I think the success of Project Q will depend on its price. A $200 or less price tag could see the accessory sell in strong numbers, but PlayStation has been notorious for having high price tags on its products. Yup. Whatever the case may be, we should hear more about the Project Q soon. Yeah, we're still waiting on a lot of details. But there you go. Looks like reports are already coming out about a 3 to 4 hour battery life. And that's what I kind of expected. Yeah, the DualSense controllers already don't have a great battery life on them. And then, like I said, I didn't expect a whole lot. The fact that a regular DualSense 5 controller doesn't have a great battery life anyways, and then they make you pay $200 if you want a Pro controller from them for Sony's console, and it's got an even worse battery in it. Why are you paying more money for a controller with a worse battery in it, Sony? And then you're going to come out with this. I didn't expect very much more, if any more, and it looks like it's just on par with a normal PlayStation controller. So I don't know. There you go. Will you be able to play the game outside your house? Sony's official statement has not addressed this key question. However, Sony's Remote Play at present does support connections over cellular. So there's possibility there, I guess. One might, but they said that you need Wi-Fi for this, right? One might also have to tether it to a phone or hotspot, since Sony only mentioned Wi-Fi in the launching tease for its Project Q console. Right, they only mentioned Wi-Fi. Nothing about cellular or like a mobile network or anything. Yeah, this doesn't really give us anything new either. We need more details about the device. It'll come as Sony gives it to us, but I'm going to be honest. I don't expect it to be a mobile gaming device for anything really outside your home. I'm not seeing it. Right now, from everything I've heard already, it seems like a Wi-Fi device is what it seems like. I mean, you might be able to get a little ways around the outside of your home, but as far as like an actual on-the-go gaming device, I don't think that's what you're going to be getting out of that. I don't think so. It's not going to be PlayStation's answer to the Steam Deck or the ROG Ally or the Switch or anything. That's not what that's going to be, I don't think. I could be wrong. Right now, with what they're talking about with Wi-Fi and everything, it doesn't seem like it. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection will include 5 games you need to play. Konami's anthology is hiding 2 extra classic Metal Gear games. So we already knew this was going to include Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3. But what are they talking about here? Yeah, so Konami's Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 will come to PS5, Xbox Series XS, and PC by the way of Steam in just a few months. The PlayStation Store page via Eurogamer now shows that the original Metal Gear 1 and 2 will also be a part of the package, both of which laid the groundwork for a sprawling framework of political intrigue, Cold War paranoia, and a super complex family tree of guys named Snake. That means the entire thing will house the first given games in the espionage stealth series: Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, Metal Gear Solid, including VR missions, special missions, Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty HD Collection version, and Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater HD Collection version. The first 2 games were on the MSX. Solid was on PS1. And Sons of Liberty and Snake Eater were on PS2. This is essentially the 2012 Metal Gear Solid HD Collection, which brought these same games, minus Peace Walker on the PSP, to PS3 and Xbox 360, but which isn't currently accessible on modern platforms. The only game not included from the Metal Gear's initial 20-year run is Snake's Revenge, the first follow-up to the original game that wasn't actually directed by writer and creator Hideo Kojima. Have you guys ever heard of this guy? Hideo Kojima? All of these games were previously delisted from older storefronts in 2021 over issues around licensing for the historical stuff in the games. Yeah. Licensing for historical archive footage used in the game. Konami says the new collection will contain the original versions of the games, with minimal edits to copyrighted contents. In either case, it's a lot of Metal Gear, and if it's on par with Konami's other classic collections, will hopefully be a decent tribute to and preservation of the franchise. We don't have an exact price or a specific release date yet, but it should keep fans occupied until the Snake Eater remake, for better or worse, finally arrives. Cool, man. So even more than we thought we were going to get there. Very cool. Very cool. If you guys need more, I'll link it for you. Yeah, boy. And girls, and peoples. How to watch the Summer Games Done Quick 2023 Speedrun Marathon. Yo, this kicks off tomorrow. Summer Games Done Quick. You know what? Yeah, it's fun. Games Done Quick is amazing. If you guys don't know what Games Done Quick is, this is a charitable organization that does a few events a year where almost all their proceeds go to amazing organizations like Doctors Without Borders or what is it? There's like Cure Cancer Foundation, stuff like that. I don't know all the ones that they give to off the top of my head, but it's basically just about speed running. So they, for a while now, for a few years since the pandemic hit, they had been doing virtual kind of events, right? So, but since its inception, it had been you could attend live, but they also streamed these events out. And you can donate. When you donate, you can get in the running to win certain like gaming kind of collecting things and stuff like that. It's really cool. So it's really neat. They do usually a good amount of. It's usually like about a week long of runs where it's just speed running, and they have a schedule on there. So I'll bring their site up. I'll show the site. And it's a really good time just for gamers to hang out together, enjoy the games they love. It's a great community. It's inclusive, which is amazing. And on top of that, they generate a lot of money for great charitable organizations just to help people, man. Once again, time to watch skilled gamers rip through their favorite titles as quickly as possible in the name of a good cause. Summer Games Done Quick is back with another week-long charity speedrun marathon. The event starts at 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, and it will be ending in the early hours of June 4th. You'll be able to watch all the action as it happened on the Games Done Quick Twitch channel. I'll link this for everybody. Highly recommend checking this out. Okay. If you missed a run you're interested in, you'll be able to catch up later on the GDQ YouTube channel. They have their own channel as well. The game's done quick. You can see their entire, like, everything you need to know about this organization will be on this website. I'll link this to you too. You can also see their schedule. They'll have event info. They'll have their Summer Games Done Quick schedule and their activities and stuff right here. So you can see every game being run, who's running it, who's doing the announcing for it, all that stuff. It's very, very cool. And you can see all the organizations that they do for charity and stuff like that. It's very neat, okay? But the action kicks off with the debut of Sonic Frontiers, and the event will wrap up with a co-op run of Super Metroid. There will be many, many runs in between, including half a dozen The Legend of Zelda titles. The heavy focus on Zelda probably shouldn't come as a surprise, given that Tears of the Kingdom has taken over the gaming world over the last few weeks. SGDQ will live stream from Minneapolis with an audience in attendance. GDQ events are so much better with a live crowd reacting to astonishing feats of video gaming prowess. Organizers will be hoping to raise millions of more dollars for Doctors Without Borders, after bringing in over $3 million during SGDQ 2022. They will be aiming to beat the record for a GDQ event, which was set during Awesome Games Done Quick last year, where they raised over $3.4 million for the Prevent Cancer Foundation. You'll be able to donate via the Games Done Quick website, which I just linked there in chat if you're interested, okay? And again, amazing event, and it's a good time to just hang out and watch some cool... Cappy, what's up, my friend? Cool gaming runs and just video game stuff, you know. There's usually a few runs every time they do these events. There's usually a few runs that will end up breaking a world record, which is fun to see happen too, especially because that's what they're talking about, like having a live audience. You get to see everybody like react and get all hyped about it and stuff. It's really neat. What were you saying, Davey? Let's see. Probably not, Davey. The only way that would happen is if Hideo Kojima was actually the contract that he was on at that time where he created those games. The contract stated that any sales of the games in the future, he received a percentage of the profit. And that's not a very common thing to happen in entertainment industry at all. There have been rare occasions, like if you didn't know, Jack Nicholson signed a contract, I'm pretty sure, to play the Joker back in the day in the Batman that had him and Michael Keaton in it, where he basically made money off of every Warner Brothers Batman movie ever made after that. That's the contract he signed. But most of the time that doesn't happen. Now, it's different if it was like his studio, right? But those original Metal Gear games, those are like take a look. Metal Gear Solid. So Metal Gear Solid is a game that is going to be owned by Konami, right? And the designer was Hideo Kojima, right? But he doesn't work for Konami anymore. He probably wasn't on a contract that had anything to do with him making money. He got paid initially to make that game, and that's it. Nowadays, he's got his own studio and stuff like that, right? So it'll be a little bit different. But I seriously doubt he was on any kind of contract back then that the games he was making, he would continue to make money off those games. The companies that make money off those games are the companies that hold the licensing rights. You don't hardly ever see anybody get into a contract where they're like, yo, I'll make a game for you, but I make money off of this in the long term. You know, any game moving forward, you know, as long as this game sells, I make money off of it just like your company will. It doesn't usually work like that. It would have to be in a contract. So usually it's just whoever holds the licensing rights. So I doubt it, dude. I don't know for a fact, but probably not. Probably not. So you could probably take a look at this and see. It might talk about it, but if you're really interested, because like he doesn't work for Konami right anymore. So he does have his own studio now though. So like anything that he started making whenever like around the end of 2015, he got into his own studio. This is like the Death Stranding time period. So all these games, you better believe it. Death Stranding, all that, because that's his own development studio, right? So anything with that, Kojima Productions, which he's making money off any of those games forever that come out of that studio, right? But I seriously doubt he continues to make or ever made any money off of any of those games previous. All he did was make money as a part of working for another company. But It would just depend on what his contracts were for those companies that he was working for at that time. But if you want to know more about Hideo Kojima and maybe what contracts quite often aren't public. It just depends. But there's Hideo Kojima's Wikipedia right there if you want it. Cappy, what up? Oh, yo, what is up? Yeah. No, it's good to see you. I'm sure you're already there, friendo. The Last of Us multiplayer game could be in trouble, report claims. Okay, dude, a new report from Jason Schreier, Schreier's Bloomberg, has claimed that Naughty Dog's The Last of Us multiplayer game has faced some setbacks and could be in trouble. According to Bloomberg, which says it has spoken with 4 people familiar with the project, the game has been scaled back after a recent evaluation. The report affirms that the project has not been canceled, but many of its developers have since moved on to other projects. Jason Schreier's report on the story comes following Naughty Dog's latest statement, which Schreier has claimed on Twitter was in response to Bloomberg's question for comment on the story. Taking to Twitter, the developer said, "We know many of you have been looking forward to hearing more about the Last of Us multiplayer game. We're incredibly proud of the job our studio has done thus far, but as development has continued to realize that what is best for the game is to give it more time. Our team will continue to work on the project as well as our other games in development, including a brand new single-player experience. We look forward to sharing more soon." We already heard about this. The lack of showing of the PlayStation Showcase, in addition to the new statement in Schreier's report, suggests the game is in trouble, and unfortunately likely means we won't be hearing about the game anytime. Look, man. Do you know what it actually means? You know what this actually means? Look, they never said this game was going to show at the showcase anyways. So, could it be in trouble? Yeah. Could it not be in trouble? Yeah. This game was never, from as far as I know, it was never announced this game was supposed to be part of the PlayStation Showcase anyways. This game has never come out with a release date or anything like that. So, is there the potential that this game could be going through some internal development struggles? Maybe. But do we really know? No. And will we find out more when the developer's ready to give us some information about what's going on with this title? Yeah. Are people probably reading a bit too much into this? Probably. I think that people need to just understand that whenever a developer is ready to give us more information about a title, whether it be getting closer to a release or the fact that the game might actually be getting shuttered or, like delayed or shut down even, they'll give us that information. We'll find out. But people just want to speculate all the time too and try to create a bunch of rumor mill speculation about stuff instead of just chilling out and waiting for it to come to us. I don't understand it, I feel like people are making a big to-do about nothing. This game was never, as far as I know, never. It's like people are being, oh, why wasn't it at the PlayStation Showcase? I've never heard anything about it supposed to be there. We've never hardly gotten anything about this game before now anyways, other than the fact that we knew they're making something that's supposed to be a Last of Us multiplayer game. So why are people making a big deal about this? Would this be the first game ever to go through some internal development project, revamping? Absolutely not. Does that mean it's in a dire situation? No. Does it mean it might have endured some changes that need to be done and maybe some, possibly. But I don't think you can really put a whole lot of stock into this. People just need to chill out on these kinds of we'll get the information when the studio is ready to give us the information. Oh, man, here we go. Nintendo sends Valve DMCA notice to block Steam release of Wii emulator Dolphin. The GameCube and Wii emulator developer says the Steam release is indefinitely postponed. On Friday, the developers behind open source GameCube and Wii emulator Dolphin received a DMCA takedown notice from Nintendo blocking Dolphin's impending release on Steam. The development team launched a Steam page on March 28th and announced it on the Dolphin blog, writing, "We're pleased to finally tell the world of our experiment. This has been the product of many months of work, and we look forward to getting it into users' hands soon." Yeah, we read about this when this was initially announced. The legal notice reviewed by PC Gamer is addressed to Valve's legal department and dated May 26th. Quote, "Because the Dolphin emulator violates Nintendo's intellectual property rights, including but not limited to its rights under the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, anti-circumvention and anti-trafficking provisions, we provide this notice to you of your obligation to remove the offering of the Dolphin emulator from the Steam store," reads the document. Under DMCA, notices like this are sent to service providers, Valve in this case, who then must notify the allegedly infringing party. The Dolphin development team has the option to file a counter notice with Valve if it believes the emulator doesn't violate the DMCA as Nintendo claims, or to comply with the takedown. If the team does file a counterclaim, as explained by Copyright Alliance, Nintendo has about 2 weeks to decide whether to sue. If it doesn't, Dolphin could then potentially be re-added to Steam. The question is whether Nintendo would truly pursue legal action in this case. If it did, what would happen? A ruling in either direction would have far-reaching implications for emulation, as most, if not all, emulators of modern game systems could likely be held in violation of the DMCA's anti-circumvention provisions if Nintendo were to win the case. If a ruling went in Dolphin's favor, it would likewise be a major vindication for the emulation scene. Previous lawsuits to do with emulation filed by Sony against Blinn and Connectix both found that the emulators had not violated copyright with their use of PlayStation BIOS and firmware. Those lawsuits have long been used as a precedent to hold emulation as legal in the US, but it's a complex topic, and Nintendo's case here would likely be argued on different legal grounds. The DMCA letter sent to Valve cites the anti-circumvention language of the DMCA and specifically claims that the Dolphin emulator operates by incorporating these cryptographic keys without Nintendo's authorization and decrypting the ROMs at or immediately before runtime. Thus, use of the Dolphin emulator unlawfully circumvents a technology measure that effectively controls access to a work protected under the Copyright Act. For the time being, Dolphin will remain off Steam. Its GitHub page and website remain unaffected. The emulator developers have received no direct contact from Nintendo or takedown notices targeting the other places where the emulator is hosted. Quote, "It is with much disappointment that we have to announce that the Dolphin on Steam release has been indefinitely postponed," the Dolphin team development team stated on its blog Friday. "We were notified by Valve that Nintendo has issued a DMCA against Dolphin's Steam page and have removed Dolphin from Steam until the matter is settled. We're currently investigating our options. We'll have a more in-depth response in the near future." The author here has asked Valve for comment on the DMCA notice and will update if this story update this story if they receive a reply. Here's the thing that sucks, dude. Nintendo's terrible. Terrible about maintaining their access to historical content for people to access and which is important in this industry. And I'll stand by that. As we've seen recently with Nintendo going and taking down their 3DS eShop and their Wii U eShop, So, I mean, if you know that's not there, then you absolutely know that you can't go get, there's no Wii shop anymore. That went away a long time ago. And as that was a console that was out before the Wii U was even, made. So something like, and I talk about this a lot, and obviously the GameCube, there's been no content for the GameCube from Nintendo's giving people access to that for a very long time. I talk about this a lot. Emulation is not something that should be used to circumvent promoting a healthy industry. It shouldn't be used to circumvent buying modern hardware and modern games. But Nintendo does not do a good job of giving people access to historical hardware or ways to run historical, emulate historical hardware or their historical software. Yeah. And unfortunately, they're also terrible about being okay with letting people access that content through things like emulators. Thank God for there's so many amazing individuals out there in the gaming universe, that just passionate people like us that do gaming God's work by developing these emulators and maintaining catalogs of historical games to give us access to that content, because really that's what this is, right? It's allowing us to continue to play those historical games that Nintendo takes access away from. Nintendo doesn't continue to give us access to that content. How else are we supposed to be able to get it? How else are we supposed to be able to play it? How else are we supposed to preserve video gaming history without the use of emulators? And so Nintendo sucks, and that's why there's a lot of gray area in it. And that's what this is talking about too, right? But that's why Sony has lost, because Sony's been bad about it too. But Nintendo's the absolute worst. Yeah? And where Nintendo gets really bad is every new console that they come out with, they have made a new online platform for it. And then they shut down the old ones, take away everybody's access to all that content, instead of just making a comprehensive online environment where they maintain that content for everybody still playing the previous consoles, older gen consoles or whatever. They don't have to continue to support those consoles per se, Obviously, people, are going to expect them to move on, and it's just like Windows operating systems and stuff, For example, Microsoft's not going to just continually support older versions of Windows, just like we know that like Nintendo's not going to continue to support old hardware, and keep updating it and stuff. But they also shouldn't be taking away access to that content. And that's what they do. They just shut it down, get rid of it, and make it to where you can't access any of it anymore. And again, this is where, thank God for being, there's so many amazing people that are part of the gaming community that do that work to still give us access and everything. But Nintendo sucks. They suck about this kind of stuff, man. It's really, 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 really gross. They don't care about giving people, that historical access to video gaming history. All they care about is making people pay 2, 3, 4, 5 times over for the same content, the same games, stuff like that. Yeah. They care about the scum. Make people pay and pay and pay and pay, and take away all the access they need. It's not about giving back to people for being loyal over the years. It's about just sticking it to everybody as much as they can. All right, I'll end on this today. Soulframe, thanks, Davey, for bringing this up. Dude, I'd forgotten all about this, to be honest. I had totally just thrown this out. But Soulframe is a game that's being developed by the creators of Warframe, right? So we haven't looked at this in a while, and Davey was just asking what was going on with it. I haven't heard anything in a long time. But I mean, it's not like this is a very old video or anything either. What are we talking late 2022? When did this come out? 10 months ago. So 10 months ago this came out. I haven't really heard anything since, but if you haven't seen this, we'll watch this real quick and then we'll just end the news segment on this. Cool. My allergies are jacked today, man. Sneezing, my nose is itching.
A song, pitched sweet and solemn.
they that heard came hollow.
Yo, by the way, shout out to Ferret for sending me that last article. Our buddy Ferret sent that to me.
Loft, made hunters grave, of others not.
Remember this. We are a family.
Yet beyond the pale of Odin's sky live verdant fields of rain and wild, where omen beasts of Alka's lost remember still and tell the ghost.
Cake! Cake! That's a butt. Hide your eyes. Don't look at the butt.
So listen well. Envoys of shame. And bear their souls within your frame. Find your spirit, your grace renewed, and return to earth, her power true.
I have the power. Fenrir, right? I bet that dog takes big poos. There's some big old wolf poos, dude. That's supposed to be a giant fox? It doesn't look like a wolf, dude. It looks like a fox.
Join us, won't you?
So from look, Warframe is a dope game. It really is. We've been in there playing it. I don't know, on and off over the past couple months, and it's really, I mean, and I had played it a long time ago too. Warframe's really good. The developers do a great job with that game, and I would assume that this game's going to have some pretty solid gameplay too. But I just haven't heard much recently. But Davey, good job bringing it back up, dude. I totally blanked it. So I don't know if you're interested. They got a website behind the game and everything too. So soulframe.com. I'll just link the video for you. They got some links down there and stuff if you're interested. All right. Here you go, Mike. That's the news, baby. That's the news for today. Let's pop some music off here and we'll segue out of this. Yeah. Oh yeah. Cool, man. It's time to get into some gameplay, get into some grounded gameplay with community. Oh god. So you guys rock. I appreciate you. Good news segment as always, dude. Appreciate everybody's input and people that dropped me some content. 10 Win, Ferret, Davey, everybody. Thank you. Appreciate it. We'll move on and we'll do some grounded day 2, dude, with some community members. That ought to be some fun. So hope everybody's having a fantastic start to your weekend, man. And I don't know. We'll do more news tomorrow. If anybody's catching this video gaming news segment or clips from previous ones, on the YouTube channel, man, we've got previous video gaming news segments, clips from previous segments. We've got clips from gameplay. We've got entire playthroughs out there on the YouTube and on the Twitch channel. And if you're enjoying any of that content, then I would prompt you to come hang out with myself and the rest of this amazing community. Whenever we go live at 6 a.m. CST every single day, start off with video gaming news, and then we dive into whatever gameplay we have planned for the rest of the day, man. We have a good time. We got cool peeps here, and we would like to have more people come be a part of what we do, man. So other than that, stay healthy, stay safe, be kind, and have a great rest of your Saturday. Until we see you tomorrow for May 28th edition of Video Gaming News. Cool.